Well, I think, as always, the workshop was a very different format this time compared to earlier years where we used to kind of spread it over 2 days most of the times, and now it's been shrunk to a day, which is nice in a way. And there was a lot to learn from the past year, data that was shown by Sony and Twitter and Hotstar, etc., and then on the IPR side, etc. So I think there's a lot to absorb and learn and see how we can utilize that to build a better year, not just for our franchise but for the league as a whole. I think now we're going to have these individual sessions. That's where all the real nitty-gritty and the questions will be asked, and I think it's a good direction where the league is headed. I mean, because there is more collaborative effort that is happening, and which is good for the league because ultimately, if the league and the franchises go well, the fans will get to see a better product. Well, I think at the end of the day, for us, it's the 8 franchises that's still going to play, whether it's a Chennai or a Team Pune or Rajasthan or now Team Rajkot. It's going to be a good mix because I think the players have been more evenly distributed, and so it's going to be actually for them now to kind of come in because the rest of the 6 franchises have an experience. They know how to kind of go about, build their brand, build their teams, etc. But for them, it's going to be a very steep learning curve, and I'm sure they'll come out in flying colors. So it's going to be a great, interesting mix of cricket players, etc. And the competition is going to be better this year, and as it seems like all the 8 teams will be much more evenly balanced, and there's going to be a lot more tougher competition, and may the best team win. Well, I think so. I mean, listen, we all franchises talk to each other and try and help each other out whenever it's needed. I mean, if we have some questions, we'll reach out to the other franchise, and similar in our case. I mean, there's always the help of providing local transportation to each other, which is a big one. But on the other stuff also, listen, I mean, we walked up when we entered the room. I personally went up and introduced myself to both Team Rajkot and Pune, and so they're more than welcome to reach out to us, and if they have any questions, we'll be more than happy to help them out. Because at the end of the day, if they are better off, I mean, if they have any questions, it'll be better for the league. And I think, as you rightly said, we might be, competing with each other on and off the field, but at the same time, we're all friends. So I think that's what matters. Yeah, I think we're pretty much clear about what we want, and that's the base why we're the only team that traded a player this season, which is Kedar Jadhav. So he's a great player. So releasing him was not easy, and trading him to another team, and you're always worried about how it's going to affect our mix and will it make the other team more stronger. But yeah, no, we have a plan in mind, and that's why we've traded him. And again, we've got one of the largest purses, and that's primarily because the purse is large and we have a lot of money. So I think we'll go there. We're very clear what we want, and I think we've never been more clear. So I think it'll be interesting auction because there's a lot of money, and most of the teams have 14 players each, except Mumbai, which has 19, and then the 2 new franchises are actually going to find it more challenging because they have to build a whole squad, and their monies are equivalent to what the other franchises have. So it's going to be an interesting auction. Not really. I mean, if you see, the 14 players we've retained are young players, and we went on consciously in the last year into the auction trying to build a team which was young. So we had a lot of older players, but the 14 that we've retained are a continuation from last year, and they're all younger in nature. So we're absolutely looking at them building on this year and year after, so that we can have a stronger core of the team. Obviously, all teams will change, 3-4 players here and there to kind of balance their squad depending on the performance in the previous year, and that's what we are headed at. And we're pretty confident of the core we have, and it's kind of we can actually field in 11 players as and when we want, and these players are actually maturing, and they're becoming stars in their own rights, and in a year or 2 they'll be even bigger stars, and I'm sure the older ones will retire, so these guys will take their place, and that's when Delhi Daredevils will become stronger than better. Yeah, no, I'm Gary was an amazing guy. I mean, he's a great player, and he's coached India, and he was a he had a great influence on where we were and what we are doing. But right now we have a core team who's taking decisions, which is a mix of people that are in the squad with the owners. Yes, we don't have a coach now, but we will have soon. It's a few days away, and then we'll announce the coach. But I think we're pretty clear, and even coach or no coach, we were very clear on the 14 we wanted to retain, and I think we've retained those. Some of the players, we would have wanted to retain, but as I've said earlier in the media also, those were commercial decisions, and every franchise goes through those, and so we've taken those. But the people, there's a core committee that takes the call, and I think everybody agreed on the 14 players we wanted to retain, so we're very good there.